Woo! Hey guys, welcome back. This is History of the Soul Eater Season 1, Episode 3 of my show, but this is about Episode 2 of Season 1. Now, Episode 2 of Season 1 is technically Prologue, Episode number 2, and this is actually the second last episode of the second last Prologue episode of the series. The last one will be the next video I do next week. I just thought I'd get that out of the way. Oh, and by the way, next week I'm gonna upload on Wednesday because next week's a bit of a short week because Monday this coming week is a day off because of Labor Day and stuff. So I'll be uploading on Wednesday next week because it's a shorter week than this week. I just thought I'd get that out of the way. I would have uploaded Wednesday anyway next week because this week I'm uploading Thursday and I'm doing a pattern here, like one video on Thursday one week and then one video on Wednesday the other week. At least until after the barbecue's done, and then it'll be back to Wednesday, Thursday, or Wednesday, Friday. I mean, sorry. Anyway, get it. This is History of Soul Eater Season 1, Episode 3 of my show. This is about episode number 2, and episode number 2 is known as I Am the Star. The big man is showing up here. Now this episode mainly focuses on Black Star and his weapon partner Tsubaki. So basically they do at the beginning of the episode it does a little bit of foreshadowing to their past and stuff, where Black Star is standing on top of the DWMA building, and then it's all puts his finger up, and then he sees someone clapping, and then puts his thumb up, and then jumps down, and then it goes into the present scene. If you guys remember back when I did the Prologue Episode 1, History of Soul Eater Episode 2 of my show, but about Episode 1, I ended it with a little bit of foreshadowing showing Black Star's character. That's why I put it in the description there. I just had to get that out of the way. Anyway, continuing on, they're looking at this group of people on this table, and then the head of the table, Don Al Capone, is saying that any trash that opposes it must be eliminated, and he means quickly, and he says, and then Black Star is inquiring about the guy at the head of the table, him being the target, and then Tsubaki's saying he's right. They're after Al Capone as well as his associates, about 100 souls in all, and then Black Star is saying that 100 versus him, what he likes and stuff, and then Tsubaki is telling him that those are Kishin souls down there, ones that have strayed onto the path of evil, they have to collect them, reclaim them all and stuff, and then she's telling him about the Assassin's Rule number 1, silence, dissolve in the darkness, and erase your breath, wait for an opening to attack your target, and then Black Star is saying the second and third of the Assassin's Rule, which is the second rule is transpositional thinking. Analyze the target in order to predict his thoughts and movements. Assassin's Rule number 3, speed. Take out the target before the target notices your presence, and then he says, let's go, and then he jumps down onto the table, and then he uses Tsubaki's, the end of Tsubaki's chain-type form as a microphone, and then she gets upset about that, saying that she's not a microphone, she's a chain-type, a weapon, and she's saying that he doesn't understand assassination, does he, and stuff, and then basically, Al Capone and his thugs are wondering, who they are and what they're doing, and then Black Star is saying that maybe they should retreat for a sec, and then Tsubaki is saying, that basically, it's always the same thing with him. I mean, he's telling her to go to smoke bomb mode, and then she does, and then he throws her on the ground, and they use the smoke to escape. And then basically what happens is, one of Capone's thugs is wondering if those two were ninjas and stuff, and then one of the other ones he has tells Capone that they've been able to locate the witch, and then he gets excited about that, and he's saying that once they get the witch's power, his family will become unstoppable and stuff, and then Black Star is saying that he's getting excited, he feels like they had a great show today, and states today, and he's saying that sometimes he's such a big star that he can't even handle it, and, Tsubaki is basically, saying, she's basically saying that great stage or not, they still haven't recovered a single soul that's become a Kishin egg, and he's acting more like a falling star, and then Black Star saying that she's using astronomy wordplay to insult him. She shouldn't use such a little joke on a big guy and stuff, and she's apologizing for that. And then basically what happens is, he's saying that because he's the bigger man, he won't hold one poor joke against her. He'll merely take it as a sign of her innocence. But he said that basically, does she know what to do if she has how he'll respond to any more of those little jokes of hers, and she's wondering how, and he said something about making a big joke of his own. She'll laugh so much that she'll be the falling star, and then she's thinking to herself that the joke she made before wasn't really a big joke. And then, basically what happens is after that, Black starts saying that does she get it? Like, cause she'll laugh so hard that she'll fall down and stuff. And then basically, she's saying that, oh yeah, she can barely stand up, and then she's thinking that any more of this, and she won't have the dignity left to face Lord Death and stuff. And then they go on the board with the missions and stuff. And then Tsubaki's wondering if there's any good missions up there for them. And then Black Star is saying that what are they talking about? What's she talking about? They've already got a mission. They still have to take down Capone and his thugs, basically. And then Tsubaki is saying that they're on a bit of a losing streak. She thinks that they might have to stick to something a little easier and stuff. And then, basically what happens is Soul and Maka show up, and then Soul says that, he messed, Black Star and Tsubaki messed up again last night, and then Black Star said that he doesn't know what Soul's talking about. It was awesome. He and Soul in the whole room yesterday, and he and Soul make a bit of a high five gesture, and then what happens is, after that, Maka is saying that, basically, she's sure it, was a great show, but shouldn't they be focused on collecting some Kishin souls? And then he's saying that he forgot that and stuff, and he starts laughing, and then Tsubaki's wondering how Maka and Soul have been doing, and then they get this little depressed look on their face, and then there's an announcement on the screen asking for Black Star and Tsubaki to head to the death room. And then basically what happens after that is they meet Lord Death, and then he's saying that he heard that they failed in the assassination of Don Al Capone last night. And then Tsubaki's basically apologizing, and then basically Black Star is saying that he doesn't have to worry. He's going to turn Tsubaki into a death type any day now. He's sure of it. and then I did this writing on a piece of paper, and he tells Lord Death to have his autograph until then and stuff, and then Lord Death Reaper chops him on the head, and then basically Tsubaki's apologizing again, and then Lord Death is basically saying that the problem isn't skill, they've got that, but they don't seem to be taking the mission seriously enough. And then Tsubaki's kind of agreeing with that, and then basically what happens is, and basically what happens after that is, uh, Lord Death is basically saying that, he's basically saying that he had intended to observe their work over a longer period of time without interfering, but it seems that they have a problem on their hands, and then Tsubaki is basically wondering what that problem is, and then Lord Death is telling them that Al Capone and his forces have targeted a witch, and he and his henchmen have already mobilized, and then Black Star's surprised by that, and then Lord Death is saying that the witch that they've set their sights on is named Angela, and she does seem to have a very powerful guardian protecting her. If the opponent is able to capture her and defeat, if he's able to defeat her guardian and capture her, Witch Angela's soul, things could get pretty ugly. And then Black Star does some calculations with the 99 Kishin egg soul plus 1, which is the one that gets 100, and then he gets excited about that, and then he starts running off, and then Tsubaki chases after him, and then Lord Death is saying that, talking to himself, saying that there's also something that they should know about the Witch Angela, and then he realizes that they're gone, and he says that they never listen, and then when they head out, when Black Star and Tsubaki head outside the building, head outside Weaponmeister Academy, Tsubaki grabs his arm, and he tells him that basically they can't even succeed on a regular mission. They'll never win against the witch and stuff. And then Black Star's wondering why not. And Tsubaki's asking him to trust her on this. Anyway, they can't just rush into this like they normally do. They have to come up with a plan and stuff. And then Maka and Soul are looking off in the distance, and Maka is wondering that Tsubaki could probably partner up with anyone she wanted to. So why Black Star and stuff? And then Soul's saying that Black Star is kind of a bit of an idiot, but he's got guts. He's not as much of a jerk as he seems. And he's sure Tsubaki knows about that by now. And then Maka is saying she agrees with Soul on that. That's probably why they work. And then Soul is basically saying that they've got work to do as well. They still got 99 Kishin souls to collect and a witch to defeat. That's a long way to go. And then after that, in the next scene, Black Star is walking along on a mountain path, and then he's having a memory flash to what Tsubaki said about them not succeeding on a regular mission, and they can't, they'll never be able to succeed against the witch and stuff. And then basically he's wondering why Tsubaki would say that. He feels that it doesn't matter if it is a witch soul he's out there, he's walking in a park, taking someone's soul is piece of cake for him, and he says he'll sneak up on Tsubaki and prove what a good assassin he is, and then he sneaks up on her, and then he sees her bathing, and then in the next scene, she says that Silent Needs approaching quietly, and then she throws a shuriken at him, and she's saying that he's trying to be an assassin, he's got to learn how to shut up and stuff, and then she's wondering if she's the one who did that, and Black Star says that he's dying now, and he's also saying that his breath will be erased, okay, and then she's agreeing with him on that, and then basically what happens is, after that, they're continuing on their journey to hunt down the Witch Angela, and then Tsubaki's wondering what Black Star's plan is for dealing with Angela and stuff, and he said that his plan begins with making a big entrance, and then she said that obviously that he didn't come up with a plan for them, and then he's telling Tsubaki that not to worry because he's definitely going to turn her into a death type and a strong one and stuff, and then she said she knows he will and stuff like that, and then they end up at where Witch Angela is, and oh, I guess I should have mentioned this before. In the previous scene before, I'm backtracking here because I forgot to tell you this before. There was a scene before this where Al Capone and the stuff just showed up at a castle, and then they encountered this man with samurai swords. That's a recurring character for this series. His name's Mifune. And now that I mentioned Mifune, I just want to mention something as well. This episode that I'm talking about is the first of 3 episodes in the Soul Eater series where Black Star and Mifune will have an encounter with each other. The last 2 will be in seasons 3 and the final season, season 4. I just thought I'd get that out of the way. Anyway, continuing on, they notice all the Kishin eggs sold there, and then Mifune shows up. Well, Tsubaki's wondering what happened there, and then Mifune shows up, and he says that this day is turning out to be a bit annoying and stuff. Oh my god! And then Black Star notices all the Kishin sold, and there must be 100 total. And then he's wondering if Mifune is really strong, because he hopes he is, because he's gonna beat him in a bigger way than you can imagine. And then he tells Mifune to get ready because they're gonna duel and stuff, and they introduce themselves, and then they have their match and stuff. And then when Tsubaki transforms into a weapon, Mifune is surprised by that because he's surprised that he found out that Black Star is a weapon meister. And then they start their fight after this Do Not Cross line shows up, and then they continue fighting, and then what happens after that is basically, when it gets to the part in the battle where, Mifune's sword gets on the chain, he's saying that Tsubaki, he's saying that Black Star's weapon strength has saved him. If that was a regular chain, now that I've got to that, I just want to mention something. In this series, Tsubaki's main weapon form is what is known as a Kasarigama or chain scythe. I just thought I'd get that out of the way. That's her main battle mode, basically. I just thought I'd get that out of the way. And since I referenced that, I'm also going to mention something. Just getting a little off topic here. I'm sorry. When I was in Winnipeg, I bought a ninja-based video game, and it's one of the Ninja Gaiden video games, Ninja Gaiden number 2. And in that game, one of the weapons you can use is a Kasarigama, which is, I just thought I'd reference it since it's a weapon that shows up in the game. And this episode focuses on Black Star and Tsubaki, and the weapon that Black Star mainly uses is a chain scythe. And then getting back into what I was saying before, Mifune is saying that this is their last warning. Keep their distance from here. If he decides to kill a kid, he'll get nightmares. And then Black Star is saying that, call them a B-word, pardon my language about that. And then he's saying that he's calling him a kid, is he? And he said that he's wrong. The kids he knows are small. No stupid kid could be as big a guy as he is. And basically what happens after that is they continue fighting, and then Tsubaki, then Black Star is saying that he wants Tsubaki to use her smoke bomb mode, and then, but he uses but then he gives himself away, and then Mifune uses that as an opening to attack him, and then later on, Black Star is saying, that Mifune is an arrogant, pardon my language again with that, and then he shouldn't use the back of the blade against the weapon who's so much bigger than he is, and then, Mifune basically says that he feels sorry for that weapon partner of his because it was because of her strength and intelligence that he survived this fight for so long, but even no matter how powerful a weapon may be, it's useless if a unskilled master is wielding it, and he calls him a useless little kid. And then Tsubaki kind of backs him up, backs Black Star up, and then Black Star is saying that it's Mifune's move, what now? And then Mifune said that he doesn't have an agenda, he's only there to protect Angela and stuff. And then Black Star says some stuff about it, Mifune beating him to making Black Star look small so that he'll look greater by comparison. And then he gets angry by that, and he says that he can look higher a little bit, he won't find a bigger guy than him, than Black Star and stuff. And then Mifune gets interested by that, and he sees that Black Star's eye color has changed. And then Black Star is telling Tsubaki to go to Ninja Blade mode, and then there's this smoke, and then later on, Mifune is wondering what's happening. Is it the same brat from a minute ago? And then he says that he can hear some faint breathing, but it can't be Black Star because he can't control anything. And then he realizes who it really is, and then Black Star uses this special attack that he can do. It's called the Black Star Big Wave. And then he says that Mifune didn't even see him coming, didn't he? That's the first rule about being an assassin. And then basically, he says that don't blame himself. He never had a chance against him. Like he said, he needs a lot more than some fancy flying swords. And then he's wondering where the witch is. And then Angela shows up and she's telling him not to hurt Mifune. And she said that Mifune is her guardian. She's a witch, but she's still just a little kid, so Mifune is protecting her. And he's telling him not to hurt Mifune. And then Black Star's surprised by that, and then he's confused about what to do. And then Angela keeps whacking him, and then she uses one of the swords and he cuts him open a bit. And Black Star says it'll kill him. That'll kill her. And then Mifune says that basically he's free to go ahead and take his life, but if killing Angela is what he wants, he swears on his sword that he'll defend her and stuff. And then Tsubaki's wondering what they should do, and then Black Star is saying that a guardian that basically babysits a little witch all day, please, they aren't worth the effort. And then he's telling Tsubaki that they gotta go. And then he said that after all, you can't kill a kid, he'd get nightmares and stuff. And then Lord Death is looking on and then it goes into the scene where they're in where they're in the death room, and Lord Death gives them he gives the Black Star and Tsubaki give Lord Death back her soul. And then after that there's one more scene where Tsubaki and Black Star have an encounter like that, and that's basically after the preview of the next episode. That's basically where this episode stops. So if you guys like this video on YouTube, just please give it the real best you guys can, and I'll see you guys next time and watch it, and I'll take your soul.